I need to share my screen. Okay, so this is Kehillah Studios Creative Hangout. This is the first creative hangout we would have since we started last year. This is the first of the three hangouts we'll have in the year. So we'll have one February, and then our second hangout will be um in May, and then our third one for the year will be in July. And the purpose of this hangout is just to, create a space for creatives, African creatives to come online and kind of hang out, share our work, um, have encouragement from other creatives on our work. Kind of like the similar thing we do in our WhatsApp community, but having like a live session where people can just drop in, um, share their work, or whatever work they would like to, share, get feedback on, or have some encouragement on, or and the space also collaborate with other people. Um, um, my mic is on. I don't know if you can hear me now. I don't know if you can hear me now. Is your audio okay now? Okay, that's good now. Okay, so I'll repeat everything say I said so you can not miss out what I said. So yeah, what I was saying is that that's introducing Kehillah Creative Hangout, which is our first we've ever done since we started, and also our first for the year. And we have three hangouts we have planned for the year. For the first one is now. The second one will take place in May, towards the end of May, and then the third one will be in July. So the purpose of this hangout is just of course African creatives in our community to kind of come online and share their work, get encouragement from their work, collaborate or connect or network with other creatives and in an online space. Obviously, then we kind of do something similar like that in the WhatsApp community that we have. But like this space will just come online, people to network, share their work in a live session, connect with people that they may have not met before, and probably collaborate on projects. Because obviously the connections and networks can lead to something bigger. So kind of make a space for people, African creatives, to kind of network, share their work, similar to what we do on the WhatsApp community. And this is the first of its kind, introducing things that are new to the community, getting people involved, see what people will be interested in, and so on and so forth. So yes, so I'll kind of like introduce Kehillah, which is I always do when we have like an event like this, give an introduction to what we do, especially for people that are new and people who have not joined any of our events before, and also get into this session as well. Um, this is an icebreaker. If you want to participate in this, you can also leave in the chat what story from your culture deserves global screens. So what we'll be looking at today is I will give an introduction to Kehillah Studios and the program, like I said. Also mini showcase if you have work that you want to share. Um, I can give the space room for that. You can also indicate in the chat if you would like to share your work. And I also advise you guys have that on board early so that when we get to that segment, we would have um give room to people to share their work if that's something that you want to do. If no one wants to share their work, I can gladly share my work, or we'll move to the next session. And because we started late, so like obviously we'll not get through everything that we have planned today, especially for the networking part. But like we'll see how far we get with what we have planned today. So just to introduce myself a little bit, my name is Victoria Joel and I'm based in Manchester, England. Kind of like specialize, what I say, in 3D animation and 3D modeling. I also have a bachelor's and master's degree in animation, and some of my other skills involves video editing, graphic design. I kind of edit my own videos. Even there's some animation projects I've been involved in where I've edited the animation films, and also I'm mostly into graphic design as well. Most of the designs you see on my page or other platforms, I design them as well. And I'm also a PhD researcher exploring the development of computer animation and VFX and their strategies in preserving the Yoruba cultural heritage and storytelling in Nigeria. So that's what I'm doing as well. And as you all know, I'm the founder of Kehillah Studios, a thriving community of 600 over 600 African creatives, and is a platform that fosters collaboration among African artists worldwide and promotes African storytelling through animation, film, and art. And this is our mission video, so I'll just let it play so you guys can know what is our mission, what we're trying to achieve through this platform, and basically who we are and what we want to achieve. I hope it's okay. 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 So yes, that is who we are. So as a Kehillah Studios is pretty much an community. The community part is one aspect of who we are. So I'm trying to build like a creative hub for African creatives, building a creative academy and production studio where we're providing African and Black creatives with world-class training, creative tools, mentorship, and opportunities to produce meaningful animation film design and design work. So we're trying to make like a platform where African creators can learn these different skills and also promote African storytelling, bringing them to a world global stage. So we want to empower African creatives, train them in these skills, upskill them, and also have a production studio as well where people can also be involved in whatever film or animation we work on. Like we're currently working on animation film which is about to round up very soon, in a couple of weeks. A couple of us uh, a couple of my team are from Nigeria, and some of us are in here in the UK. We're working on an African, a Nigerian-based animation. It's based on an Nigerian story and history. So that is kind of the stuff we want to build a community where people can share their work, learn animation skills, film skills, and design skills, and also have a production side where people can also work with us on animation and film projects. So our vision is to build a leading African creative hub that trains, empowers, and launches Black creatives into the global film, animation, and design industries while producing original African IP for global audiences. So our main areas is animation, film, and design, while other creative fields are just therefore to include people from other areas and others animation or film. And yeah, and our mission is to preserve heritage, to also not just preserve heritage, but also export it to other parts of the world, especially the Western world, because it's not just important for us to remember our history and our culture, but also to share it with the world. And yes, so like I said at the beginning of this session, that the purpose for this hangout is to cultivate a strong community, have African creatives who are into animation, film, and design to kind of connect, network with other people in the industry and with other people who are passionate about African stories as well. And yeah, this session does to, have people collaborate, connect with each other, share their work as well if they want to share their work. So this is a safe space to share your work, get encouragement or feedback, or whatever be the case, build meaningful relationships with other people. So yes, this is a mini showcase. I don't know if any of you want to share their work. If not, that's okay. But if you do want to share your work, that would be great. Please let me know whether or not you want to share your work so we can move on as well. It'll also be nice to know which fields you guys also specialize in, whether it's animation or film or design or illustration. Which creative field do you guys actually specialize in as well, so I can get like a understanding of who is in our midst and what people actually do. If you're into animation like myself or um 3D modeling, it would be nice to know what areas you guys actually work on. So does anyone want to share their work or Um, Someone has their mic turned on, but I can't hear anything being said.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay. Yeah. My name is Measures Nathan Comac.
Okay, nice to meet you.
I'm a creative director and also um, I direct animations and I'm an animator myself. Specialize in 3D character animation, 2D, and a bit of visual effects.
Okay,
And
thank you.
yes,
Okay.
I would love to share my work, but I I didn't had enough time to actually go through what I have to choose which one I would share. So I don't know if it's possible. Um, if I go through my work, I'll let you know if it's possible if I'll be able to share later on.
Okay. Do you have a link to some online or it just on your desktop or something?
Mm, online, yeah, I think I do have something on social media.
Yeah, it can also be one thing, not too um special, like
Okay,
anything that can be shared, even if it's online, can have a link as well, which can be easier as I can share it on my screen if you can't share it yourself.
okay. Let me just uh, let me just go to the link.
I don't know if Uche wants to share something as well, or you don't have anything planned to share. If not, that's okay. But like we're also encouraging people to also share their work as well if they want to.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good evening. So a brief introduction. My name is Uche. Uh, I'm a video editor, uh, trying to get more into filmmaking. I'm currently based in Lagos, Nigeria. And yeah, I don't really have, I don't have anything or any work. I don't have my work ready to share now. But I just, I think it's a great platform to, come on and hang out and get to meet other creatives and, and vibe together, share ideas and exchange thoughts and works as it may. So I'm really, really happy to be here. I joined a bit late because I was on the road, so I was trying to get to a stable location. But yeah, it's nice to meet you, Kayla, Victoria, and Mesha, if I'm not mistaken your name.
Yeah,
Mesh. Thank you. So thank you for having me. It's nice to meet you guys.
thank you for being here, and no worries if you cannot share your work. Obviously, this is the first time we'll have a hangout, so not everybody would have work ready to share. I want to share for the first time in an online space. Obviously, if we have more hangouts and people feel more comfortable to share their work, then that's just cool as well. Um, I don't know if he has his stuff ready, but like, I may share. I have videos on one of the sites to share of an example of my work that I did with two other guys while I was in university as well. Um, I didn't put together my other work to share myself. As I have some on my YouTube channel, but like not all of my stuff are there as well. And then some of stuff that I have there are old. So I'm also into 3D environment modeling, which I studied 2023 as well. Um, because that is when I started like actually doing 3D modeling. Then I had like a break of not modeling at all for like a couple of years before I got a new computer because obviously I had issues with my former computer, and then obviously when you have a bad computer, there's nothing much you can do with a bad computer as well. So yeah, I also just got back to 3D modeling recently as well. So hopefully I get more work on that done. Um, so I don't know if you have your work ready. Um, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Okay, there's a link here. Okay, let me share my screen, then I have it. Okay, I believe everyone can see the screen. So I'll play this. I think I've watched it as well before. Um, don't know what's wrong with the sound. Okay, don't know why the sound doesn't play.
You to meet someone. Musanda, this is my mother. Mother, this is Musanda, my boyfriend. So, hey, what Kondi's been talking about? Nice to meet you, Mom. You, Arab boy. What do you do for a living? Hmm? I'm a freelance artist. How much do you earn? Enough to get by. One. I care about your future. You deserve better. What do you mean, Mom? In a fire, boy, to someone from Lusaka City, someone rich enough to buy me a house. Mom, that's not fair. Mona, how we are suffering in this village. No electricity, no running water. I want a better life for us. Mom, I understand your concerns, but no. You don't understand. You're just a poor artist. How will you provide for Chikondi? Konda Naide. I love Musonda, not his bank account. He will won't feed you, Chikondi. Money will. You are not good enough for my daughter. Leave. I work hard to provide for Chikondi. Until then, Natikaviye. Mom, I choose Musonda. And I choose stability.
Okay, nice. I feel like that is relatable as well for um
Yeah,
uh,
so nice.
yeah. Obviously not every parent want their children to marry artists. Well, because obviously parents don't see the money in being an artist, which is the most relatable stuff among African, people. So yeah, I don't know if you're um want to talk through how you went through that process of making that or not.
Right. Okay, like for me, um, I was actually doing it for fun and not really putting in everything I know. At the time, I was trying to just seeing what I'm capable of, because most of my works are for clients. I've never actually done something personal or something for the studio as in an in-house production. So that was actually one of the first um, piece of work that I did for the for the studio. And it was quite a nice experience working on something personal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, personal projects are kind of like more of fun projects. Get to do actually what you want to do than working on something that you have to do for someone else. So yeah, that's actually nice to watch and also a relatable story as well. And also good portrayals in the actions of the characters as well. So it was nice to watch that. I believe you have many other work that you probably share in other times. I've also seen your work in the community as well, which are kind of like great. I don't know if Uchi is part of our community on WhatsApp, but like we share our work there on that space as well.
Yes, I
Uh,
am. That's where I got the invite. The
Yes.
I'm about that.
Actually, there's another piece of work I wanted to share.
okay.
I don't know if we have time for that.
Yeah, no worries, you can share that.
Okay.
Because I actually had an activity at the end, but like we might not get to that because we also started the session a bit late because not everyone not a lot of people joined, so we started went to the session late. So this is probably the time where we can share work before we go to other segments of the session. Probably at the end, towards before we round up, we can also share contacts if you want to share contacts, and then we can round up from from there.
So I don't know if I should add this. So my thoughts on the work. I think I love the relatability to the work. You know how it relates to real life. And I also wanted to ask, like, where how long does it take? How long did it take you to does it take you to make something like this, to create something like this? Because I'm always I don't know. I don't really know. The little I know about this kind of work, animation and all that, I know that it takes quite some time. It takes a lot of time. So for you, for Meshashi, please can you help us pronounce your name so that we don't, so I don't get it wrong. So like, how long does it take you to create something like this?
Okay, like for me, that one took me about 3 days, 3 to 4 days, like the entire production.
Wow,
Yes. So
that's
like usually I focus on, so I'll have the characters ready. Once I have the characters ready, I consider it halfway done, like production is halfway done. So once I have the production, I mean, once I have the characters ready and the voiceovers ready, I consider production halfway done, because okay, most of the time I work alone. So I skip certain process like the having the animatic and the storyboard. I it's not every time that I work with that, unless if I'm working with a team. So for me, I use the script as a storyboard. So with a script, usually a script indicates if the scene is an interior or exterior and also the location. So I use that and then I visualize it in my mind because okay, I know how the scene goes and plus having the voiceovers there, it also helps me come up with reactions for the characters and actions when animating. So I use that as a storyboard and an inspiration to come up with visuals for the environment. And also I use the voiceovers to come up with reference.
Oh, nice.
I don't yeah, I use voiceovers to come up with reference. I usually from the voiceover and the script, you can tell that okay, with these few words or this sentence, he would probably react in this way. So meaning the expression should be like this. So that's how I work. But if I'm working with a team, um, it's very important to have the animatics and the storyboard because it helps to move and to work on the same to have the same expectance.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Thank you.
Um,
Yes, so
just
it
to
took me about 3 to 5 days.
just to add to that, like he said, he skipped some of the processes of animation, but like a normal process of animation will take months, especially like you said, when you're working with a team of people. Um, Obviously for big production, there's a process of planning and everything, then production, post-production. So like some animation may take months to do. Like the one I'm working on, we started it in June and we're still working on it now because also the reason for that because we're not working on it full time. So the other people I'm working with are also doing their own stuff. They're having their own, commitments at the same time working on this project. I have my own commitments at the same time working on this project. So it would take us like a bit longer time to kind of like work on this particular animation. So like I said, there must be like a storyboard, script, animatic to kind of plan the movements and actions and expressions and so on and so forth before actually modeling the character and doing the animations and then post-production stuff too. So when we actually go through the every process of the animation production, it takes a longer period of time. Like if like but he obviously everybody works different, especially when they're working by themselves. But like when you're working with a team and working on a more detailed animation, obviously it takes a longer period of time. Like the one I'm working on is taking us months to do, and we're still like rounding up like production, then going into post-production. So that's how I'm working with the team that I have. So
Nice.
yeah, he said he wanted to share the link. I don't know if you have that link available, so we can move on to the rest of the session. If not, I'll just move on, then we can share that later on. Let me share my screen once again. So go through the session. Okay, let me just play this quickly.
With our political party in power, we will generate real economic growth in the country and build safer communities by reducing corruption and crime. We'll also produce sustainable livelihood that creates job opportunities, and with our party in power, this country will see prosperity like never before. It's time we stand for change. Accountability starts with us. We won't be silenced until our voices are heard. Passionately, we must reclaim our democracy, ensure transparency in every decision, and empower citizens with access to information on this growing public debt crisis.
Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. I think I was sharing the wrong screen. Okay, I hope you can see this now.
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
With our political party in power, we will generate real economic growth in the country and build safer communities by reducing corruption and crime. We'll also produce sustainable livelihood that creates job opportunities, and with our party in power, this country will see prosperity like never before. It's time we stand for change. Accountability starts with us. We won't be silenced until our voices are heard. Passionately, we must reclaim our democracy, ensure transparency in every decision, and empower citizens with access to information on this growing public debt crisis. We want change. 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 Hi, Amara. How was school?
It was okay. Kasonde, I need to talk to you, my son.
Mom, what's wrong?
My business is not doing well. The economy is a disaster, and I'm struggling to make ends meet. I don't know what to do anymore, my son.
And how about Amara? How's she doing at school?
The worst part of it all is that they have scrapped off the feeding program at Amala's school due to national budget constraints. When clearly she depends on that meal every day.
This can't go on, Mom. Something needs to change. Amara's education and well-being are at stake. Oh, this is not the democracy we asked for. Democracy thrives when every citizen has equal opportunities to public services and basic needs.
I know, Kasonde, but what can we do?
If I can join a political party, maybe I can make a difference. And I can work towards a better future for my family and my community. Excuse me, sir. My name is Kasonde. I was really inspired by the speech you gave at my university yesterday. I'd like to join your party to make a change in my community and my country. Well, nice to meet you, young man. I'm glad to hear that. I must say, we really need passionate individuals like you. But you see, joining our party is a bit different. In that case, I would like to know, how do I join the ERP party, sir? Firstly, you can start by not calling me sir. Just call me comrade. To join our party, you would need to mobilize the entire university, get their support, and make sure they are on our side. The entire university, sir. I mean, comrade. That's a huge task. Oh, come on. Just imagine the opportunities that lay ahead and all that we can offer once we are in office. You will have access to all the resources, influence, and a bright future, my boy. Don't you want that? Yes, I do, sir. I'll do it. I'll do it for the betterment of my community and my country.
Okay, nice. Sorry, then also nice having like sign language there as well for people who may not be able to hear. But
That's so. Sorry, I wanted to sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to ask, the sign language person, like that I don't think that's part of animation. That looks like a real
Yeah,
video.
but like obviously them that's what people who can't hear to able to hear. I believe
Oh,
I believe that was added in by him. I don't know how if you can tell us how you maybe implemented that, or you got someone that you knew to also do that as well.
Yes, that's actually a real person, and she was filmed with an actual camera for the sign language.
Okay. But it's nice that you also had that in mind as well for people who may not hear to also get the story of the film. So yeah, thank you for sharing that as well. Nice to see what kind of work you have worked on. So I'll get back to my slides now. Uh, share the right screen. Okay. Okay. So as at this point, let's go to a few minute session where I'll be talking to you about collaboration and the importance of like collaboration in an industry like the creative industry, animation industry, film industry. Um, so yes. So like for maybe 30 minutes or so, or depending on how fast I can get through this, let's talk about community before competition and why collaboration builds better stories. So like obviously that is sometimes some of us work alone. Even like Misashi, or is that how to pronounce her name? Sorry for if I pronounce her name wrong. Like you have done some work that have you have done on your own. I have also worked on projects where I've worked on my own, which is something that happens in our journeys as well, where we can kind of work on fun projects that we actually want to do ourselves and pass on this particular story that we want to be told. But like also there's collaboration come into play sometimes where there'll be times where collaboration will be important and you're networking with people, connecting with people to get a particular project done. Even a lot of create African creatives, are forced to be self-taught. Most of us are taught ourselves, maybe through YouTube or trying to doing trying and error to kind of learn a particular skill and improve on particular skills. Most of us are self-funded. Most of us do everything that we're doing by ourselves. But like also community and collaboration also helps to build better stories, helps to boost whatever creative work we're doing. Even while I was in university as well, there was bank on the importance of collaboration. Like even some of the assignments that we had, um, they marked us based on collaboration. Because like collaboration, one of the key components of that assignment. So they had to see how well you collaborate with people, and not just there are some projects that you do by yourself. There's some projects where you would collaborate with other people, and that was kind of the most useful projects for me as well, because like I think the projects I performed the best in were projects I did with other people than what I did myself. Because obviously there will be areas that I lacked in that other people can also work on that they have strengths on more than me. Even some particular softwares that I may not be able to use. Someone else may be able to use it and also um use it for a project and could get a better outcome. So yes, that was a part of collaboration for me, especially in education. And with the kind of work that we do, like animation and film, you don't always do it alone. You can't always do it alone. Obviously, there's some times where you can work by yourself if you're able to do everything by yourself. But there are times where you may need the skills of other people and the connections of other people. Because even for some people, how they get jobs is through relationships and people who they know that's also gives them reviews or that tells other people about them, about their work and what they do. So when you that's why people always find referrals important. If people who they produce work for, they always tell them to know, if you have a friend or someone that needs my work, please refer me. And that's how people get jobs, and not just about what the work that they share online. And yeah, that's that. And also community shows up before money does. And when we say community as well, it doesn't mean it has to be like a whole lot of people that connecting with. Even one person could you know be the one that is helping you get connections, be the one that's sending you the right links to opportunities for you to get money. And like I said, people um pretty much depend on referrals to get paid, to get paid jobs and stuff like that. So it's through connections, through collaborations that you can even get paid opportunities that you wouldn't even find yourself. So it may not be a whole lot of people that you know, even one person that you know that can refer you to someone, another person that needs a job or connects you with opportunities that they feel that you're the right person to handle the job. So yeah, community shows up for money does that. That's why we focus on collaboration community. That's why we have a WhatsApp community, be a space where people can network, find opportunities, connect with other African creatives in their fields. Have a space where opportunities are shared for African creatives, that where they cannot then having to be in their own space on their own, and probably they will never even find the opportunities that they were found in the communities that they're in. So I want Arcadia studios to be a space for that, where people can find opportunities, connect with other people. If people need particular skills, they can also reach out to people in that community than having to explore themselves somewhere else. So we have a community of different skills that can be useful for everybody in other fields as well. And yeah. So also collaboration can also get complicated as well. And obviously not every collaboration you're involved with will be a smooth journey. Some relationships you can have everything go on well. Some collaborations may not end up well. Even I have started a project that didn't even go to the middle stage of it. There's a project that I started, but it didn't go far. Someone didn't do the job on time. Weeks were going on, and one particular person was not getting the job done. So I kind of like ended it for some time till I've got another projects that are moving on done before thinking of proceeding with that particular project. So not every project you may be involved with or every collaboration that you're in may work out. Some relationship may be complicated. So there may be miscommunication in some relationships. There may be money issues, because obviously money is always an issue in every working relationship as well. Making sure you're getting paid and also getting paid right and on time as well. So money can be a conversation that no one wants to have in a collaboration or working relationship. So, but just so we are aware, not every collaboration will go right. Um, there might be some hiccups here and there in some um, projects that you're involved with. This is just an example of projects. Sorry, I've I did with two other guys. It's a VFX project, and it's based on Black Panther. Because I don't know if any of you have watched Black Panther. Um, Obviously the guy that acts as Black Panther is dead now, but we like did a version where and then in the movie they kind of like made up a story that he died in the movie as well, because he died in real life. So he kind of made like a version of the movie where he was not actually dead, but like he was like hiding and then asking whether he will actually come back. Um to his people. So this was the VFX budget of where we did I use motion capture to kind of like make the movements instead of doing like normal 3D animation. Um so yeah, let's play it for you guys to watch.
The saying in the Wakanda, the vortex of the waterfall lies no butterfly. Where is the meteorite that fell in a land that empowered the people with supernatural prowess? It is still a land full of trouble, and yet far away in the deeper recesses of the snow, a deeper danger lurks. Is the Black Panda really dead? How did he die? The children sing that it was a very different kind of illness. The elders say that it was time for the gods to take him. And yet when we gather with the war cry, Yambe, we find no leader who has come. Where is T'Challa? Where did he go? He left no shadow, and yet his smell lurks. There is a panther that is coming back into the villages, is coming back into the city for a vengeance. We wait for one that has come from the dead. But the question is he really dead?
Yeah, so that's one collaboration that actually went quite well. We didn't have any issues in working together, even though it was the first time I worked with these two particular guys on this project. But one key thing I got also from that collaboration is that I actually became friends with both of them after this project because we're both doing our two of us were doing our masters um together. I was studying animation, these two guys are doing game design. So and I never actually spoke to them before doing this project. So after it was after this project that we actually became friends, and we still talk up to now occasionally whenever we get the chance. And even one of them was invited to speak at my one of the festival we had last year for Kehillah Studios. So that's one of the benefits of having collaboration as well, because like our relationship didn't stop with this project, kind of continued our relationship afterwards. And even for another project I did after this project, I also got the guy that is good at using one software called Unreal Engine. He was good at using that software, which is kind of like used for games and VFX of films. So he was good at using that software. So I got him to kind of like build an environment for me for my projects I did after we did this one. And the other guy that I worked with as well, he did a voiceover for this one. And I also got him to do a voiceover for my other project as well. So I got the two of them to do something, for my other personal projects after we did this because they were good in those areas. I liked how he did the voiceover for this, so I also got him to do the voiceover for other film. Even though he's not a voiceover actor, he's kind of like a graphic designer and also into modeling as well. So, but since he kind of like did this voiceover quite well, I got him to do a voiceover for me for my other personal projects, and I got the other guys to do environment, then design the environment for my scene for my project. So yeah, that's one of the benefits of working with other people and putting different skills, seeing how different skills come into play, and yeah, that's pretty much um the benefit I got out of that collaboration. And for those who don't know, like motion capture, it's kind of like a type of VFX, visual effects, um, that we animators also use to do animations. I think I have like the behind the scenes video as well somewhere on YouTube on how we actually um did that. So I don't know what I'm going forward. Um, Let me see if I can quickly find it. Okay. So for motion capture, there's obviously there's green screen room where you have those green curtains, and then you have cameras around this room, and then you have the software on the screen. So like he's assembling the bodysuit on which you kind of like connecting to the character. So like whatever move once he wears the suit and puts the pointers on, whatever movements he makes, it transfers on the character instead of like manually animating the character. So that's how we kind of like did it. And currently assembling putting the character, I mean the bodysuits. So and here he's prepping the character for motion capture. That is this is an example of taking how we took the shots of the characters as well. So that's one of the shots that we took of the character climbing on the motorbike. Also another climbing movement as well, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of like the process of how we that's how we kind of like put it together. So yeah, it was a nice process of kind of getting that done. But that was the first time I did motion capture. So I kind of like filmed it for behind the scenes as well and how we got the project done. So yeah. Okay. So for kind of like self-reflection, these are the questions I kind of like want people to reflect on. So, what do I actually bring to a collaboration? Like, what skills can I be able to, bring to a team or particular collaboration? Like, if we want to collaborate with someone now and work with someone now, what kind of skills do you think you can bring that someone else might not have? Maybe you're working with an animator as a video editor. How can you bring, what skills can you bring to that? If you're into film, what skills can you bring to, a film production as an animator? What skills can we bring to, an animation production? If you guys want to share that in the chat, that's fine. I would love to hear your responses to that as well. Like, even for projects I've worked on, I'm always the one that does more of the graphics and the editing. Like I've worked on projects as well before, though where I kind of like edited the whole film because we had like three animators in the 3D animations in the team. So like I didn't really work on the animation bit because like there was two other people to do that, and there was not really anyone else to do kind of like do the editing and the graphics and stuff like that. So I kind of like did that. The same with the film I just showed you as well. I kind of input some graphics and some animations, especially with the previs at the beginning where we kind of like visualize how the projects will look like and the interior environment of the scenes looked at as well. So kind of like brought that into the collaboration. So it's mainly like for me it's mainly like graphics and editing and design as well. If it's not animation, it's kind of like those two. And what do I secretly hope collaboration do for me as well? If you want someone to collaborate with you, what would you look for in a collaboration with other people? What skills do you think other people can bring to your own project as well? Thinking of skills that you do not have that you can bring on board. Like for myself, when I wanted to work on this project I've been doing now, um, I identified skills that I didn't have that I wanted people to, come and work with me, especially for the modeling side, because I was new to modeling myself. I didn't have a lot of knowledge in modeling. So bringing someone who had modeling skills, even someone who had illustration skills, because I'm not the best in like digital drawing. So I've seen other people that have more they're better at me in drawing, digital drawing. So I kind of got them to do illustration as well for some of the scenes that will not be moving. I've brought people who are into sound because obviously I don't do sound, I'm an animator, so obviously and every film ever whether you're into animation, whether you're into film, you need a sound designer. Even when I was in university as well, everybody needed a designer to design because like there was a course on sound design itself. So and there was a few people who were into sound design, so everyone needed them to do sound for them, for their projects. So they were kind of like busy involved with many projects at the time, you know, because obviously sound is an important part of any production, and people who also do voiceover as well. People are actually skilled in doing voiceovers because voiceover is actually a skill on its own as well. So, what kind of like skills do you would you look for when you want to collaborate with other people, and what skills can you also bring to a collaboration? Because that's the point of collaboration. That's the main thing. What can you bring to the table? What can another person bring to the table? How can we work together to move this project forward? And also having agreements, making sure everyone expects everyone is knows what is expected as well, which I'll talk about after this. And also thinking about what scares you about working with other people. And for me, obviously when I'm working with myself, you kind of have this all ideas in your head that you can easily put to play because you know what you want, you know how something can look like, because it's just your project and you're the only one doing it. But when you're working with other people, you will not see the same thing, the same way. You may want something to look like this, the other person wants that it to look the other way. something might look good for you, but not look good for another person. Like even last year, I was collaborating with someone else to produce graphic design for their clients. And there's some graphic design that I did that looked amazing to me. But when you show it to another person, oh, I don't like it, do another one. I'm like, what other design should I do now? Because like this looks great to me, but like it doesn't look great to the other person. And that's one thing that's one challenge I've faced in collaborating with other people. Even when sometimes I can send it to the other person, then they will change some of the designs I've done, which is like, sometimes annoying to me because like this was positioned right to me, but like you changed the design, which may be look bad to the other person. So that's what collaboration is all about as well. Not everyone has like, you know, the same design angle or view this design the same way. Different designs kind of go to different people and so on and so forth. So yes, for having good collaboration, obviously it needs a structure. Everyone needs to be clear on their roles, what they're doing. If someone's doing the 3D animation, they're clear on what things they have to animate. They're clear that this is your role. You're the 3D animator, so you're actually animating this you're actually animating, the characters or the scenes or the objects and nothing else. So you have to be clear on what they're doing, their role, and if possible, make a contract or something agreement where their roles is listed, what they're actually doing, and also the timeline as well is important, letting people know how long the project is, because obviously every project has a start and finish date. Also knowing what happens at each stage of the project, what is being done at each stage of the project from the start to the finish. So everyone is clear on what is being done at different points of that particular project. So everything needs to be clear for everyone to have a good collaboration. And also everyone is clear on what to expect as well. Even that can come into also money, if they're paid, if not paid. Everything needs to be clear on, you know, before starting the project. You need to know what's happening, know what to expect. Nothing should come to you by surprise in any collaboration. So yeah, clear communication as well. Anything that goes wrong, anything that goes right, everything must be communicated. Communication is key, like people always say. Everything must be mentioned, everything must be talked about in your relationship for every collaboration to go good, and to have a good relationship, because you only want to have a bad relationship with anybody you're working with, so that you can also get further opportunities from that stage. And yes, so one thing that you guys will also contribute on is I don't know if you guys have anything that's something that's you're struggling with right now when it comes to collaboration. Are there any situation where you have collaborated as well? Or is that like a general thing that you struggle with when it comes to, collaborating with other people? If you have like experiences of when you have collaborated with people, and also the struggles that you have had with that particular project, you can also um either mute a mic or mention it in the chat, whatever option you choose. No worries, just to get people um engaged. Because I believe like we have all worked with people at some point. No one is an island, as people say as well. We don't always work alone. We work with other people, and it may be also people from different industries and completely or within the same industry that you're in. So we'd like to know if anyone struggles with collaboration.
So yeah, for collaboration, I think what I've struggled with people, in collaboration lately, what is yeah, change of of things, in the project, and when you're going on a direction, and they keep changing things and bringing up changes. I think it can be a bit frustrating, and and most time another thing with project collaborating with people is because when the project is just maybe like a freelance project, something that you guys are just coming together to do, like you mentioned earlier, people have different things that they are engaged in, people have their regular jobs and all that. So people might not be able to, to meet up with to meet up with what is expected of them to do at the right time, at the time that is expected of them. And which, sometimes it might not really even be it might not be something that they can, it might not be something that is within their control at that point. I mean, when we are, of course, everybody have their regular lives. When you're, when you're trying to work on a passion project, people have to like, especially if it's something that the revenue is not coming immediately. Like there was a time we did a short film for a competition, and so we have all agreed on, the of course the competition, there was a deadline for it, and from what we had planned on paper, it was something that we could finish up way before the deadline for the competition. But somewhere along the line, people started getting other jobs, that the money was coming earlier, and when you kind of have to start changing things, start changing people, looking for new people, start following up with people, and stuff like that. So those things can be frustrating, especially if it happens when you during the period when you have already, like, when you know that, oh, I'm already available for this. I'm I'm ready to do my part, to make sure that this whole thing works out well. When you're already fully committed to, seeing uh seeing that project succeeds, and then people keep changing things. Of course, you can't. There isn't much that you can do, to when such things happen. So I think that's my issue. That's my major challenge with collaborating with people. So I don't know how you solved. Of course, for you that is for people in UK, is time works differently for you guys. You guys you're more deliberate when it comes to timing than for us. I don't know if you have, of course, you've stayed in Nigeria for a while. You know how we work, how Nigerians work with timing, especially when it's something that is not that you, how will I put it, like that their money is not tied to that thing immediately, or the income for that stuff is not coming immediately. That's the major problem we have in, especially in the African creative space. For those of us that are based in Africa, based in Nigeria to be precise. I don't know about other parts of of Africa, but in Nigeria, you can't you always come up with this, these problems with people because, of course, when something that has to be honest, everybody is just trying to like make ends meet. So if it's something that if you're working on a project that the money is not coming in immediately, so you always have this kind of issues. So I don't know if you have any tip or any suggestion on how you've handled such things.
Thank you for your contribution. And actually, firstly, I've never been to Nigeria actually, so I'm not. I don't know how
Oh,
the
okay.
experience of Nigerians, but I have worked with Nigerians. Even there's some people on my team now that we're working with on this particular project I mentioned to you at the beginning. Some of them are based in Nigeria. Some are Black creatives based here. So and it's also a passion project, so I'm not paying anyone. I only paid one person that did the voiceover. The rest is just we're working on this project for free. But I also pointed it out that whatever money we make from this, you guys also receive a percentage of it as well. So because like we monetize this project at some point in case we get money from it, because we may put it in festivals, we may put it in places where we can get revenue from it. So I made it clear that even though I'm not paying anybody now, in case we get money from this, you guys are get a contribution of it. So that I'm not the only one making money out of a project I didn't do by myself. So everyone that worked on it gets a contribution. I made the rules clear at the beginning, what everyone is doing, and make sure no one does what they're not doing, making your rules clear. We know what to expect. And even though everyone is has a busy schedule, and the project is also delayed, it was and the project is supposed to be finished by now, but like obviously other people have commitments as well, and some people experience delays, so kind of like have to push the project forward. But this is where we're almost at the stage where we're having the production done now and have to do editing before we kind of like put it to festivals and other places. So I don't know if I can give a tip, but like obviously this is my own like experience where I didn't have too much problem with the people I'm working now, because kind of like a balance of working with some people in Nigeria, working with some people here, and even though I'm aware of commitment that everybody has, which is why I kind of like spread out the timeline as well, and I kind of like make sure people have enough time if people have encountered some delays, they also mention as well, and I make sure people give updates as well. There's sometimes the way their group chat will be silent, and and sometimes if I remember, I'll also make sure what's the update with this, how far have you gone with this particular task, so that there was communication there, and make sure everyone was doing their work and making sure it's done, even though no one is being paid for this. And there's one particular guy though that's working in the team. He was someone that I reached out to do the animation and the character modeling and everything. But he was looking for passion projects to do as well, because so he can get into more animation jobs. So when I saw that him post that, I was messaged him straight away that I need you on this project. And he kind of like he was open to do it because he was looking for that kind of project to do anyway. So he didn't have any issue of working with the project on that particular project, even though he was not paid for it. And he's like doing more the larger part of the work as well. And his job is good at the moment. So that is my own experience working with people on a passion project that's where nobody's getting paid. It may be a different experience for other people depending on the person that the people that they're working with. And yeah, and there was also another project that I also paused because no one was getting any job done. So it does depend on the people you're working with sometimes, and whether they actually want to be continue to be involved. That there was an issue on his side as well, that I think he resigned from his work or something, looking for other opportunities. So at the end of the day, we had to like pause that project and see whether we'll maybe continue it at a later date. So I believe those are people that you're working with, and yeah, that's for me. Everybody's experience is different, and
Yeah.
maybe the also the location it comes into play. I don't know, but like everyone is different. We meet people, different people that may have different characters and attitudes towards the work. But if you meet people that are actually passionate about what they do, whether they're paid or not, or whether it benefits or not, they'll work on that particular project. So yeah, that's my own take on
So
that.
mine involves mostly, coming to you definitely need people to come together, more to do more of the physical stuff like the shooting, like the location based works. If it's for like for instance for a film, you have to get the actors, the sound engineers, the lights guys, and everybody. So I think that's why it is a bit more. It takes a lot more intentionality, or will I say more commitment from people, to be able to 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 get something tangible to happen
Yeah.
in my own space, industry.
Yeah. I believe yeah, like I said, I believe it's different because obviously it's different fields as well. So there are many reasons why collaborations may not turn out great, and also like you said as well, something may come up where the people cannot really commit as they wanted to at the beginning. Life happens at different stages where
Is
things come up where people cannot really engage as much as possible. Even though you make things clear from the beginning, things may still come up. That's kind of like you may struggle with some things with people along the line. So but industries like film and animation is something that you may have to commit to for a certain period of time, because obviously it's not a one day job to work on a film. Film takes time to produce, animation takes time to produce. So one must also be able to commit to one project within a certain time. And even though there's some situations that may come up that we can't help with, but to you know withdraw. But like everything can be an experience for everybody. And yeah, thank you for that contribution as well. And Meshashi says it's expectation as well for you. I don't know if you want to, elaborate on that as well. If not, we can move on. Okay. Mm. Um, so we have like 15 minutes left. So for this section, I just want to close on this moment. Just to mention that projects might help you with, sorry, competition might help you win a project. But community is what builds an industry. Obviously, when you're competing alone, obviously you may, you know, win something when you're competing alone. But obviously, community builds an industry, and people is what builds an industry, not just one individual. You need people to help you build, you know, anything that you are working on. Even at some point when I started Kehillah Studios, I was working alone as well most of the time, because I was the one kind of having the vision, and I wanted to like drive with the vision. But at some points I was kind of like burning out, and there's some things I cannot do by myself. So like I had to kind of like also reach out to people, to help me with different areas, especially with marketing, because like obviously I have little knowledge about marketing, and like I'm not really knowledgeable in marketing, because my focus was the creative side, and I can kind of putting this vision um into fruition. So like I needed someone who can focus on like social media management for me, because even though I like to manage my own social media myself, but like obviously sometimes you cannot do that by yourself, otherwise you wear yourself out. And even for managing the community as well, since it's becoming larger, and sometimes I cannot even handle myself anymore, so that my team comes into play to help and support in building a community. So obviously by yourself you may compete with other people to kind of get a project done. Um but like there's some times where you get more work done with a community, with other people and working together. So there's importance in working with other people to build an industry. Um I want to do breakup rooms right now because there are just two of you. And since we have one of you who's into more of animation, one of you who's into more of film. Um I know in the beginning of this session you guys kind of like give a good background of what you you do. And also one of you also showed your work as well. So we want to go over that again. And so we just go through some of these ques questions. Briefly, we won't go through everything because we just have like less than 15 minutes left. Um, so yeah, well, I already know your names. I already know what things you kind of like already do. Like Uche said, he was into video editing, and the other guy also into 3D animation. Also showed your work. But like, is there a project that you guys also type of project that also want to work on next? Or is this like a particular area in your fields that you want to practice more and get right? Now, if you guys want to also contribute on that as well, if there are like any projects you're working on, any skills you're kind of trying to build in your particular fields, or even in different fields as well. Like I have mentioned, I want to improve on. Well, I don't think I've mentioned, but like I want to improve on 3D modeling because even though I started that like 3 years ago, but like I stopped doing it for about 2 years before I returned to it. So like obviously there's because something that you don't do consistently, you might forget. So and that was because I didn't have like a good laptop that was, functioning well. I couldn't carry the kind of like software I needed to work on 3D modeling. So with 3D modeling, something I'm kind of like relearning again, even though I've learned it before, but I have to refresh my memory with it, keep practicing, and before getting it right. So I don't know if you guys have also skills like that or other skills that you want to keep practicing or projects that you are currently working or want to work on and the opportunities that you have. And yeah, if you guys want to contribute on that too.
Um, well, like for me, um, I want to, I'm actually challenging myself to create a full-length feature film with a standard of Netflix. I'm not sure how long it will take, considering the fact that it's gonna be a, a self-funding project. Like for now, I'm funding it, but I'm really hoping that people can come on board to collaborate and see, yeah, probably collaborate into producing the production. So that is what I'm working on.
Okay, that's cool. So what was it? Isn't it an animation film you're working on? Or is this a normal film?
Yeah, it's a 3D animation film. So like I have the story, the script, and I would say I've started production. Some of the voiceovers are already done, but on the 3D side, I'm currently developing the characters.
Okay,
Yes.
nice. That's interesting as well, yeah. I don't know if Uchi has a contribution as well.
Yeah, I'm currently I'm currently trying to, you know, to diversify my skill sets. I'm trying to get, so I recently just got a camera, so I plan to, at least produce a short documentary, a documentary at least before June. I don't know how that's going to happen considering all the funding that you might need and the resources. but I've been trying to communicate with some of my colleagues, some people that I know in the industry to see how I can bring them on board and all that. So it's just one of my friends who is a script writer. We're supposed to meet, but she hasn't had time for me. She said she will make out time. So she will like pull me through on some of the things that I need, how I need to go about the scripting. Of course, because it's something that I'm doing by myself. It's it's a huge, although even though it looks like it's something simple, but it's still huge, because anything that has to do with creating something that you have to get to talk to people, get to do interviews and get all that. Uh, so it is a huge is something that I haven't done before, but I'm challenging myself to try and do it before June, and I'm hoping that I'll get a way around it very soon. But at least for the major part, I've already gotten my own personal camera that I hope to use to do this. So yeah, that's what I am currently working on. But of course, I'm doing other people's clients project. I'm editing works for people for the meantime. That's also what is taking most of my time these days.
Yeah, I think for most people, they kind of like do more of work for other people than doing, that kind of the project that they want to do as well. And also funding is one thing that's, people have an issue with when wanting to get their projects done as well. Even for the project I'm working on, I wanted to get funding for it to pay people as well. But like I didn't get the funding because obviously I couldn't pay for every expense myself, especially for, you know, um paying people to contribute their skills to the particular project, which is why I went for, voluntary work instead. Like, and I made it public that whoever working on this particular project, if you want to volunteer to work on this, contacts me. And then some people reached out to work on it. So that's how I got to the team that I have now. Most of them I didn't know them before. I didn't know anybody on my team before. It was through the publicity of the project because I think I've already had the story written. I don't think I had the script written yet, but like I had a title, I kind of like the story of it. And I like publicized it on LinkedIn. Whoever has these certain skills, I want to work on this project, voluntary project. Get in contact with me. And that's how I had a team now to work on that particular project. That may will not work for some people, but that worked for me because I didn't know how I would get, you know, people to work on this particular project because at that time I didn't have a new computer myself. So I didn't even know how to do the animation. All I could do was like basic design skills like graphic design. That was like the main thing I was doing with that computer. And also writing the script and maybe video editing. That's what I could do at that moment. So I needed someone who was into animation, who can get the character designed for me, who can animate the character, who can do also illustrations as well, because some parts of the animation film would include illustrations, drawings of some, pictures. So I needed someone who had that skill. And I actually got more people interested in it than I thought. So I had to make like I had to look through people's portfolios and all that sort of things. So, to get to the people that I kind of wanted, and also look at the style of their work as well, because it was a 3D kind of like stylized kind of like style that I was going for. So I had to look for people who kind of fit that kind of style. So and then we're almost at the end now. So yeah, obviously people have issue with funding their projects too, which is a big thing because obviously you need money to to pay people to buy equipment, to do different things that you need to get done. But like also knowing people can also help with that That's where community comes into play. And also if you can get the right connections too. And also people say start with what you have. But like obviously, sometimes we need to purchase stuff to actually work on some projects that we actually want to do, and also the right people that will be interested in working with you as well. So yes, that's thank you for that contribution as well. And yeah, since we have like 4 minutes left, there's no point going into any more questions for the day. So I think I'll you know round up from here. So yeah, I appreciate two of you coming today, even though there was more people planned to come today. Like for you guys to be here today, and I appreciate your presence and for your engagements as well. And I appreciate you being part of the community if you are, and I'm also sharing what you do, sharing your contributions to and insights of your what you guys are doing, and also engaging with the content today. So like I said at the beginning of the meeting, we'll have three hangouts for the year. This is the first one we'll ever do since we started the Kehillah Studios. We'll be having a second one in May, and then we're having our last one in July. So we want to have like as more hangouts as possible for people to kind of engage with themselves with other creatives online, and not just in our community on WhatsApp, because obviously there will be more of a connection with physically talking to people, even if it's online, than having to text or type and that sort of thing. So I appreciate you guys for being here. So yeah, Uche, you have your hand up.
Yeah, so I don't think, I think maybe you forgot to share the link on the group, because I initially, for me to join, I had to like go to the mail that you sent to
Yeah,
see the link.
it's for people that are registered that would have the link so I can monitor who actually registered and for documentation sake. And
Okay.
so yeah, so I for events I don't usually just share the link out. It's for people that are registered so I can document the numbers of people for events, especially for opportunity that we seek for. They may want to get numbers of people who are actually engaged in our events and stuff like that, so we can kind of document numbers of people that register for events, number of people that attend our events, which is what I've done for previous events I've organized as well. So that also help us to um note down numbers for the stuff opportunities that we also look for as well. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you.
So yes, I appreciate you guys once more. I hope to see you guys in our next hangout, and also we should have other events throughout the year such as master classes and also our festival in June and other programs that we'll have throughout the year, which we would advertise once the dates are much closer. And also the topics that will be discussed and taught in those sessions. And then as communities there for you guys to engage other people, also look for other creatives that may, benefit you in your own project as well. And if we have opportunities for you, we will leave them there, and we try to engage people as much as possible in different ways, and also as receive feedback and opinions of our community members in how they want what they expect in the community, and also what they would like to see. So thank you very much for coming once again. I appreciate you all, and see you soon. Bye bye.